Go to Natalie.
Thank you so much, Ali. Yeah, so half-time in the Community Shield, and that is 1-0 to Liverpool. But it is a game that I think we were all expecting when we saw the team sheets come out. High intensity, doesn't particularly feel like a friendly, Shaun. Really enjoyable first half.
Yes, it has been. I think the tempo has been really good. I think both teams have been going at it. I've been pleased with us because typical of us in terms of dominating possession. I just think it's just been around that final third of being able to get those really good opportunities. I think we've had sort of one or two, but I think we'll see more opportunities come. I think we need to resolve, it's a little area between Diaz and Walker. Walker gets tucked in, and it looks as though Mahrez sometimes gets caught with Robertson bombing on. And I think once we can resolve that, I think we'll sort of stop a lot of their attacks. But I've been really pleased with how we played, yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like as more as the game has gone on, Steve, that we have City have got more and more into the game, more intensity. We've been finding the gaps a bit more and looking as the game goes on like the stronger team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have to be honest with ourselves. I think Liverpool started the better of the two teams. They had a couple of chances. I think Salah should do better with his chance. Robertson at the far stick, just something that Goetz has mentioned. You know, he gets in there. Mahrez is not tracking him back. Obviously, they got the goal, which took the deflection off Natalie. But after the goal, it has been all Manchester City, really. You know, a couple of good chances. The De Bruyne one, we all know he really should go across the goalkeeper, but I know what he's trying to do. We all know what he's trying to do. He's trying to catch the goalkeeper out by going to the near post. Mahrez, it's a good shot as well, but it's right down the pipe. You know, the goalkeeper really just has to stick his hands up to save it. And, of course, we've got the Haaland couple of chances. The one where he shrugs off Robinson, left foot straight at the goalkeeper. And the one that kind of, does he head it or does he go with his right foot? He actually chose to go with his left foot. So that's a big chance. But the signs are there. A couple of chances towards the end as well, putting a little bit of pressure on them. I think Liverpool, towards the end of that first half, were wanting the first half to end so they could get in there and the manager could have a chat with them. But definitely, you know, Man City, the team that's on the ascendancy.
Yeah, so Liverpool started the first half, like Steve says, really well there, Shaun. A chance for Salah on the 7th minute, chance for Robinson on the 14th minute, and then they get that first goal. It feels a little bit unfortunate for Nathan Ake there. In that situation, he's got to try and get his head to it. He's got to try and do something.
Yeah, he's got to. He's got to go for it. And he's thinking he can get enough on it that can deflect it. Just isn't enough. And in fairness, we try and has a quality right foot. We see with his passing, and he happens to be in a really good area in terms of, 6-7 yards just outside the 18. He's looking for it. But the deflection, I think he saves it, but that deflection just takes it away from him. So in the end, it ends up being a good strike. And for me, both teams going for it, but I could see us. I think we've still got another gear or two. I think the once or twice we've had De Bruyne on the ball, being able to slide balls, but they just haven't come off. And normally those balls come off. And for whatever reason, there's one or two occasions he hasn't. Defenders either got a foot on it. I think when he slides those, we're going to see Haaland getting in and getting these opportunities. So second half be good.
Because much as like City, who got better and better as the half went on, Haaland got more and more into the game as the half went on as well. Steve mentioned he had a couple of chances there. What's kind of been your first impressions of him in that 45 minutes? Well,
I mean, obviously we were talking about him quite a lot before the game and how looking forward we were to watching him play. I mean, ultimately, the vast majority of his play, he's relying on service. And I don't think he got that really for a good part of that first half, certainly the first 15, 20 minutes. He's kind of just running around trying to close people down. But of course, as City got more into the game the second half, you can see he's more prevalent in what really City do. You know, he's holding up, he's trying to kind of get the ball, move it on. A couple of times he's getting it centrally, and it basically takes one touch and then moves it on to Mahrez. Mahrez has got that trick where he does the step over and tries to bend it in, but he's coming more and more into the game. And as I said, I think the manager will be speaking to them at half-time. Listen, let's keep it up, let's keep going. And I think eventually, you know, something might just fall for the likes of him or somebody else, and we'll get that goal to bring him back to equal terms.
Yeah, in terms of Haaland's first 45 minutes there, a couple of good opportunities that he had. One that was a good save, one that was a difficult volley that he was trying to stretch for, Shaun. How did you assess his first 45 minutes?
Well, I think Steve's absolutely spot on in terms of what does he do with that. And I think because it's pre-season, not probably 100% fit, that's where you make those decisions of going with your wrong foot as opposed to perhaps he should have went with his right foot or even a diving header. But when you're totally match fit, you make those fractions of a second decision and you get them right. He's going with his left foot, can't quite get his left foot around it enough to sort of keep it down and keep it goalward, so therefore it goes over. And I think the fitter you are, the sharper you are, you make the right decision. He either goes for the diving header, gets a good purchase on, or his right foot. So for me, I think it was one opportunity, the ball's coming to him, and his touch let him down, where he's looking to have a touch and swivel and have a shot. Again, that's pre-season rust, if you like. And I think, for me, I like the idea that he gets more involved in the game if we're giving him the ball, because the more he has the ball, the more he'll receive a ball and he'll just do something as the end, create that opportunity to shoot or be on the end of something. But the more you have these periods where you're out of the game, your mind starts to think, I haven't had a touch in 10 minutes. I haven't had a touch in so long, and then you're doubly wanting to do something. So I think as long as he's having a touch here and there, then when it comes on for him to be in the right place, he'll be there and he'll deliver the goods.
Yeah, just 3 touches for him in the first 20, 25 minutes, as you say, and he was getting more and more into the game as it went along. In terms of possible changes that we might see on the bench, we do have Stefan Ortega, Calvin Phillips, John Stones, Ilkay Gundogan, Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden, Luke Mbete, Cole Palmer and Josh Wilson-Esbrand. Are you expecting to see any changes at half-time, do you think, Steve?
I wouldn't have thought so, but then again, I'm not Pep Guardiola. He might bring a few on, to be quite honest. I think he'd probably be looking for somebody like Mahrez to do a little bit more. I think Jack Grealish as well to do a little bit more. Again, as I said, sometimes he's frustrating whilst he's still a good player. He has lost the ball a couple of times. He's had it taken off him. He's kind of dallied on it a little bit too long. So I think the manager might be looking at somebody like Foden, Alvarez, just anybody really, just to give them that little spark. I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about the strength and depth of the squad, so it'll be interesting to see what the manager does if nothing changes within about 10, 15 minutes of the second half.
Who are you most looking to see coming off the bench today, Shaun?
Well, listen, Foden has a great record against Liverpool. He's a quality player. Alvarez, I think he's that sort of player that also will drop and get involved. His sort of tenacity in terms of pressing. We have so much quality right now. I don't think we should be making a change, but in Pep we trust, and he sees things we all just don't see.
Oh yeah.
So I'm still very comfortable at the moment in terms of how things are going, because I think we just need 1 or 2 of those opportunities that De Bruyne gets that actually slides to play in. I think the crosses that Mahrez has put in, none have actually reached Haaland. I think if anything is in and around him, he will get the glance. They seem to be cut out or they're overhit, so they're not actually been in his area where it's for him to actually get on. So once he gets on the end of something like that, I think we'll see the other qualities that he offers.
You mentioned Phil Foden having a great record against Liverpool. He's been involved in 5 goals in his 5 starts against Liverpool in all competitions, 3 goals and 2 assists. So he does have a great record against Liverpool.
Yeah, he does. And what I like about Foden is he changes games, he affects games, he goes on, he's assisting goals or he's scoring goals. He's good on the eye in terms of his dribbling. So whenever you see him, whether it's controlling the ball, dribbling the ball, or having a shot or pass, you think this guy's is affecting the game. So, but for me, just at this moment, I think we leave it, give it another 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm sure we'll see another level. The players go to another level.
Now, just a little reminder for you to join. If you are a fantasy Premier League player, join our new Matchday Live League. The code is on your screen right now. During the first half, we got Shaun and we got Steve both to sign up. Steve's been doing his team. Shaun's holding off. You're waiting to decide what you're going to do. I still need to do mine as well. We're going to be asking all of our guests, all of our legends and presenters to get involved in the league as well. So join our FPL League and see how you compare to the Matchday Live team. Now, thank you as well for sending in your WhatsApp questions to us. Love when you send them in. You guys are really good at asking questions. We've got loads. And also, you've been sending in, helping the guys with the number 9 shirt game as well. So we'll have a little look at that in a second. And so many of you have got them coming in. Thank you. Thank you so much. They are helping you here, guys.
Thank you very much.
Needed that. Clearly needed it.
A few questions before we just go on to the number 9 game that we've had coming in. Jamin de Great, brilliant name, has asked, do you see a Premier League player winning the Ballon d'Or at all within the next few years?
Me personally, I can't see why not. I know we've obviously had a lot from La Liga, the vast majority, let's be honest. But everybody knows all the top players do want to be coming to the Premier League. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. I mean, you look at Kevin De Bruyne, the way that he's played, look at, I would say, Mo Salah as well. Who's to say that Erling Haaland has an unbelievable season and he wins it? So I kind of see that not being in the realms of possibilities.
I would add one more name in there, and I'll say Phil Foden.
I knew you were going to say that because you're his biggest hype man.
Listen, hype man, but he does it all. You know, he does it all for everyone to see. I think he's a quality player, impacts games when he starts. I think he's a real quality and so young and a humble player when it's on the pitch as well. So. Yeah.
And of course we have the World Cup coming up as well, which might be quite influential in seeing who's going to win the next Ballon d'Or. Great question from Shiara, who says, City have a stronger starting 11 this season, but a weaker squad depth. Do you still think that they're the strongest contenders for the title? What do you think, Shaun?
Oh, strongest contenders. Listen, the squad that we have, I think, is unbelievable. It's maybe a tricky way of how she's asked that question, but I just think in depth we are got quality. I think we haven't seen like the young Josh in terms of, you know, he's just coming into the scene. I think he's a player of real quality and that can cover in terms of play left back position. João Cancelo, we know he's starting, but he can play left back, right back. I just think we've got really good depth. You know, you've got Stones as a centre back, Laporte. You know, these sort of players. I know Laporte's injured at the moment, but we've just got a real squad in depth, and I don't think there's many teams out there for a better squad.
Oh, yes. I think we've got a pretty good squad as well. Thank you so much, Shaun. Right, let's have a quick look at our number 9 game before the second half gets underway. So this is a new game for this season. And you have got to fill in the blanks. So this is our last, well, 7 if you include Erling Haaland, number 9 shirt wearers. We gave you a few, and then the gents kind of managed to get Adebayor, Abonglahor. We kind of got there in the end. So we're missing 2 more players, and absolutely loads of you have got it right at home. So a big shout out to JS from Dublin, to ABJ, you've got it right. Ridun, you've got it right. Richard Services, you've got it right. Manu, you've got all 3 of them. Well done. Now Zizou, you've got 1 right. Not Paul Dickoff. There you go. Not Paul Dickoff. No. They are in chronological order as well. That might help you. Right, gents, you got any names while you've been thinking?
I've been thinking, but he's coming to me, Gareth Taylor, so we know it's not.
Oh, my good Lord.
You have any guess?
Negredo?
Wow. What's wrong, Steve?
Because I was talking about,
Gareth Taylor.
We were talking about it, and I sort of said, "Who's that one that had the tape around his hand?" So we got his.
He did.
We got one bit. We couldn't get Negredo, and then it was actually came out that we got Negredo. But now what he's trying to do, he's trying to steal it for himself. I did all the hard work. It's the same as Abonglahor. I did the hard work with Emmanuel.
Negredo is correct. The beast is in there. So we are just missing 1 more player. We'll let you have a little think during the second half. A little clue for you. A little clue for you all at home if you don't know as well. And for you, Jen.
Thank you. I need this.
He was Pep's second signing. Pep's second signing. Any names jumping? Would you want the second half to have a think about it?
I need the period.
Right. We're going to have the second half to think about that. The players are back in the tunnel, getting ready for the second half of the Community Shield against Liverpool. Thank you so much for joining us for that half-time analysis on Matchday Live. Don't forget as well that the full game will be available from midnight tonight on City Plus and Recast. And you get your exclusive match commentary with the wonderful Alistair Mann and Michael Brown only on the Manchester City app. We'll be back at full time. Hopefully, do you know what? How many times have I said this? Hopefully, we're talking about another incredible City comeback.
Well, thank you, Natalie. Welcome back to the King Power Stadium at the start of the second half. The City